Guten Morgen. Guess it's time to get going, huh? This song's repetitive too. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Forex.Today. We are a community of foreign exchange traders. There's 15,700 of us focused on Forex. So when we get together, we talk about technical analysis, we talk about fundamental analysis, we talk about trader psychology. In fact, you're the boss, I'm a humble currency guy, dude, guru, analyst. I don't know, whatever. I'm a guy that's been doing this for a while. So I'm your best buddy. Cool, my name is Wayne, nice to meet you. So please get involved in this community. I call it participation. Take notes, ask questions, treat your fellow currency traders with dignity and respect. This is a professional environment. Sure, we have fun, but this is my office. This is like literally my office. And everyone here takes this quite seriously. It's not just a game changer or a life changer. It's a legacy changer for many. So there isn't anything more serious than that because it's even above our own lives. It's the future. So whatever. So take it very, very, very seriously. If you're new, please subscribe because then when I click stream, you'll get the alert. What about all the other resources available to you? If you want a trustworthy broker that actually cares about you, think about it. Well, first of all, I'm talking about Trader's Way. They're investing into our community and providing education to you and supporting education that gets to you every single day because they have an overall objective not only to find clients that would use their services, but actually the clients that can trade properly and profitably and conservatively for not just a few days and blow up a trading account, but for years and years and years successfully because it's just better business. So they're like, hey, so think of it right off the bat. If you want an execution partner to your successful Forex trading business, tradersway.com. You can go to tradersway.com. The link is in the description below. If you need to read my book from 14 years ago, it's still valid. I still do the same things today. The link is in the description below. If you need video training, fxbootcamp.com. That link is in the description below, including the opportunity to join my live trading group. There's so much more. There's other stuff in the link below. There's just all those things. Oh, my chart templates. You like my chart templates? The link is in the description below. I mean, there's, why are they there? Because I'm trying to sell you all this stuff? No. Over the last 20 years of me doing this, people have asked, hey, thanks for the help. Do you have other resources that I could benefit from? And I created because of that. Okay? So it's just other people are a few years ahead of you. So if I have not earned your loyalty and respect yet, check the negativity at the door, and I will do my best to earn your loyalty and respect. Okay? What else? I think we'll just move on. Pretty cool, right? Oh yeah, please like, please subscribe, please leave comments. Good morning, everybody. Oh, and if you're new, you should understand one thing. Of all the people that are logging in and saying good morning and hello, these people have known each other, I'm not joking, for years and years and years and years. They've been coming to these webinars every single day. So this is a family, this is a community, and this may be something that you've been searching for. We're only wondering, where have you been all these years? I was a beta tester for YouTube. So I was the first Forex trader on YouTube. You might not believe that, but it is a fact. So where have you been all these years? Yeah. What's up, JV? All right. So I'm just farting around here. Farting around on the dollar. But remember what we were looking for the last, 3 weeks is a change in direction. Okay? So at some point you'll have to say this is a change of direction, or not say it's a change in direction. You can see this was a move here, and check this out. I missed it. I still have my order there. I missed it because I traded it here. That's when I put the trade in. You can see it was valid. Okay. It happened in New York instead of Asia. But the logic's still there. So at some point, okay, you're going to want to know what is it doing? Okay. Right now, this sort of little pullback three-wave correction, if you're an Elliott waver, right? So what would Elliott wave do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now a three-wave correction, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Something like that. So anyways, you're waiting for this because you're a bull, or you're not a bull. Makes sense, right? Any questions? Okay. I also have this going on if you just wondered what that was, because I call that a roll reversal. So it's a good place for the three-wave correction to wimp out. If you want to throw a fib because you like a fib, you could do it that way. So now you got your 382. So 50% would be just fine. Okay. Emmanuel says, will this move last for the next 100 days? I don't know. Say, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So, Emmanuel, you have to make that decision. What is your intent if you are trading this? Do you want to trade that for 100 days? Okay. If so, there's a buy zone in here. And then your last hurrah, what I call your Alamo, would be down here. So that would, but see, your intent is your intent. Your goal is your goal. Your outlook is your outlook. But you don't know, and nor do I. Okay? But your intent of your trade plan would dictate that. Do canaries live in Trade Master Trader? Master Trader's like, the canary is out of the cave. You're like, what the hell is the canary doing in the cave? Oh, the coal mine. Yeah. The canary's out of the coal mine. Okay. So anyways, that would be your first thought process, right? No, I know. That's funny though. It just reminded me of yellow bats. No, I know. No. It was just funny. Manuel said, did yesterday's debate have an impact on that move? Well, this set up before yesterday, right? This is 2 days ago. So, doesn't seem like anything. Okay. Yeah, NFP is coming up on Friday. That's faux show. Okay. So there is a decision that needs to be made, right? A decision needs to be made. And I think you sense it. This could be important, but we don't know. So what you do is identify the things you do know, and that would be the support and resistance, okay? So on a 4-hour chart, I would not call this bullish, right? But if you add that, then you're like, it could be. Okay, so when would you feel more comfortable about bullishness? Well, it would help if you were, at least above this area, okay? And we are now on this area. So I would look at it, maybe this might be a range, and then this might be a range, and then, so on and so forth. So I don't think you're trying to decide to be a bull or a bear, okay? If you are a bull, the question is, how long do you hold? Okay. Well, we only have a minute or so to ADP. Let me get that.
You're listening to Trade the New.
So the question is, how long do you hold it, right? It's a buy and hold strategy.
The September ADP employment change, again, the consensus is for 649,000. Did it do it momentarily? September ADP comes in
750, 749.
And small businesses 192,000, medium businesses 259,000, large businesses 297,000, manufacturing plus 130,000, and construction plus 60,000. So strong manufacturing data there.
just at the back month being
Look at that.
higher to 481,000. So a beat on the headline, upward revision in the back month.
People getting their jobs at Marriott again. Very cool.
Commentary saying in September, the majority of sectors and companies
Oh my
experienced
God.
gains with trade,
Hate
transportation, utilities, and manufacturing leading the way. However, small businesses continue to demonstrate slower growth.
Cool. Well, thank you, TradeTheNews.com. You also have a little preview going on for GDP. We'll see how bad it is. But it's second quarter. We're not interested in second quarter, are we? We already went through the second quarter. I mean, it's really amazing information, right? Let's talk about what happened back in COVID. You mean COVID 1.0? We're through that. We're on 2.0 already, right? So, anyways. So going back to the technical analysis here, you have to make a decision. Are you a bull? Are you buying it? And are you day trading it, swing trading it, or position trading it? And I'd like to, it would be a disservice for me to tell you that that was easy and that was clear. It's not easy and it's not clear. By the way, it just startled me. The view of the lake right now incredibly beautiful. It's just amazing. I'm like, oh my God, that should be a picture. Just incredible. There's like a ray of sun coming across the corner, plus there's the reflection of the sky, and then there's the darkness of the trees, and then there's a misty fog blowing across. Just incredible. Oh my God, that's pretty. Wow, what was I talking about again? All right, so yeah. Okay, if you're a bear, this was pretty easy. You're just like, yeah, forget it. Oh, that was supposed to be blue. Come on, drawing tool. Okay, bears are just like, yeah, forget it. Okay, because that's what this is. Okay, bears are just like, So that would make the bulls wrong. How do the bulls know they're wrong? They bought it and lost money. That's why you shouldn't be afraid of it. You just shouldn't lose a lot of money. So I would say if I was a bull, this area here does look interesting for a buy. Sure. Okay. Okay, you got the 4-hour 21. You have a roll reversal. You have a 382. You have a psych. Seems like it's enough, doesn't it? What's up, Brad? Turn up my webcam. What does that mean? Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Turn the webcam over. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't think that would even work. I don't know. See, it just. I got to be careful. See, it doesn't look like anything here, but. Oh my God! Just hold me. It's so beautiful. Just tell me I'm special. All right, but whatever. What about USD CAD? Wow, what a nice view. Thank you, JB. It's much better here, but anyways. Thank you. Well, it was interesting because in this room, I wanted to build a workout room. I envisioned, a treadmill. Here we go. PMI. Oh, Chicago PMI. Who cares? Yeah, so I envisioned a workout room with mats and treadmills and mirrors and stuff like that, so you could work out and have a view of the lake. We decided to put that somewhere else. And so my wife's like, you should put your office there. And I'm like, oh, really? So I think she was trying to get me out of the main house. Anyways. Hang on. That doesn't look pretty. There we go. All right, so that is that. So someone asked, what about USD Kitty CAD? Well, what's the answer to that? Well, if you got this up, you should know exactly what that means for another like 10 trades. Okay? So what does it mean for other trades? Well, instead of me doing the Canadian dollar, let's do something similar but different. Here's my trade plan from, how long ago did we do this? All right. Days ago. Was that Monday or Friday? I think I did it last week. I know I drew it here, but I think we did it earlier because I was trying to explain the plan for October. Okay. This is the plan for October. We're not even in October yet. Okay. So this is USD, and OK. Okay, global macroeconomics, demand for oil prices would push this down. And so we have this here. And so this is what you'd be planning for the month of October. Yeah, Manuel says a week ago. Yeah, it seemed like it was before Monday. So a good solid week ago. Okay. USD CAD has a similar October. Of course it does, right? Of course. There's a reason for it. But I want to start here because you might be watching CAD, and the person that asked about CAD is asking about CAD, but they haven't looked at this. So before I just tell people, I mean, how boring is that? If I know, I mean, right? If I know, then for like... It's like someone asking you to repeat the alphabet over and over and over again every day for 20 years, right? After a while, you're like, oh my God, let me just tell you the sequence. Let me just tell you the trick. There's a sequence. There's an A and then a B and a C, and I memorize it, right? So what I'd rather spend the time on is like, okay, let's talk about your CAD, but not talk about the CAD. Because if I talk about the CAD and tell you what I think, you don't learn. I'd rather you learn. Okay? Why would I rather you learn? Maybe you don't know, but the secret of FX Bootcamp is eventually I want to invest into you. I want you to be a money manager. I want you to trade for me. I'll just be the ex-supermodel walking around whining and dining, and you do all the hard work. So there you go. The secret's out. So I actually need you to succeed, so I might as well teach you. Now you know the raison d'etre. Right? Well, yeah, so Master Trader says it teaches us to think for ourselves, but it's good to get feedback on your thought process versus just, I don't know, right? Whatever. Okay, cool. So this is what I'm thinking a week ago, okay, when I drew this. I even have the target for October. Okay. So now what? Now what's going on? Well, this is the obvious sell for this week. But here's the problem. This is the obvious buy. Okay. Jean-Guy, yeah. Actually, Jean-Guy, the way I was trained as a young executive, I guess, is the way you're right. We always measured the success of a leader not by what they've done, because that's a manager. You can be a good manager. But the way that you measure a leader is how well the team does after you leave. And so, yeah, I would like to know when I'm finally done doing webinars, and I don't see that coming yet. I like doing them. I'm an only child. I love the attention, obviously, right? So the thing is, when I am done, I want to look back and think that I did this for a reason and not just to get thumbs up, a collection of thumbs up on my videos. Right? Like, what the hell is the point? I'd like to think there's a point to the last 20 years of my life, sharing all this knowledge. I'd love to believe there was a point and that someone benefited greatly from it, right? So that's why I'd rather, right? But not by the measure of how many followers I have on. Because when you die, you're like, he was a nice guy. He had so many followers, but okay. 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 Like, I mean, there's so many of my former employees that are very successful. And I was actually thinking about it. Even my friends, I don't even know how this went down, but I was thinking about it today because I forgot about a couple that are financially independent. So of my friends I used to hang out with when I was 20, we were regular Joes, we like we were like rolling around Ferraris and Lamborghinis. We were pretty, salt of the earth people, but hardworking and dreamers and stuff. But of my friends, how many close friends would I have had? Not that many. 6 of them right now, before the age of 40, are done working for the rest of their lives. And I'm like, out of my friends, 6 of them are financially independent. You're like, that's amazing, right? That's amazing, right? Just amazing. So, and then when I think of former employees, how many are done or how many successful? Yeah. Anyways. Right? Do you guys know Mind Valley? Some of you guys follow other channels on YouTube, leadership focused, empowerment type channels, and books, self-improvement. Do you guys know that? You know Vision at Mind Valley? No? All right. What do we got? Canadian GDP 3.0. No. Yeah, pretty cool. You guys don't know him? All right. Then I'll leave it there. There we go. US GDP negative 31.4 versus negative 31.7. Oh my God. So anyways. Actually, I'm actually quite surprised that you guys don't know Vision. All right. So let's now move on to Kitty Cat. Let's now take a look at it. Yeah, JCS, you don't need 1,000 to 1. You don't need 500 to 1. You don't need 200 to 1. You should have 100 to 1 or less, even 50 to 1, even 20 to 1. Okay? Leverage doesn't make any sense. Okay? Oh, did you go to Awesome Fest, Highlander? Golden signal uses 500. So you don't need 500 to 1. It doesn't make any logical sense unless you don't have any money. And that's a dangerous way to get money. So a better way is to have a second job. Okay? Or as soon as you possibly can, what you do is you lower that leverage. I mean, it's just silly. Why do I need all these leverages? Yeah. Because here's the interesting thing. When you put a lot size in, I mean, it just doesn't make sense when you're managing your money properly. It doesn't make any sense because you're not using any of the leverage. There's no way, let's say, you can't. I can't imagine having that much in position all at once that you are leveraged up so that if you lose a couple of trades, you're out. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But maybe I forget. Maybe this is what people do. Do you really put in $1,000 into your account and then go in with a full standard lot? And if you sneeze, you blow up your account? Like, are you really doing that? It's amazing then. You need to stop. But anyways. So anyways, Highlander. So Highlander knows Vishen. So I think he's a huge success, obviously. I know that when he has a job posted in one of his companies that he gets like 1,000 people apply. And in particular, young millennials that will go anywhere and do anything for him. And I don't think you even discuss money. Like he gives you a living wage, but not much more. But he'll change your life spiritually and such. And give you meaning, which is, he's that kind of person where, people would fight to the death for an opportunity to work for him. Amazing dude. He used to work for me. I was his boss, and then when I left that startup, I made him my replacement. So we were talking about leadership. He's gone on to be, he's done TED Talks and, hangs out with billionaires. The startup we worked in was in the basement of an apartment building in the back alley, and it was funny because he came over for the job interview, and it was great because the Chinese restaurant next door was illegally flushing like fish guts down the sewer drain, and the sewer drain was right in front of the door to our little startup. I'm like, come on, Vision, come on in. Yeah. And I said, give me 3 reasons why I should hire you. Right? So anyways, great decision. So so there's another, how do you measure leadership? The people that used to work for you are massively successful. Maybe your friends around you are massively successful. So anyways. But going back to lot size, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you have 25,000 or less, you should probably be trading a mini lot. Now, let's talk about it. If you attended Off the Charts with Wayne McDonald, once again, we talked about there's a fund. These guys make millions of dollars a year managing people's money. They own 50 mid-cap stocks. And they make not profit for the firm. They get paid millions, over $10 million a year for a tiny little team. And if you produce 2% a month, your Forex firm would be more attractive than their mid-cap stock firm. I think you can produce less volatility, more consistent returns, and in fact, higher returns. I think you could be more competitive in every single way, including liquidity, because you're in Forex, right? And you're mark to market. You could beat their story and their pitch 1 million times over if you can do 2% a month. So if that was your goal, why do you need leverage? I don't understand. If your goal is 5% a month, right? compounding over 12 months, that's almost 100% a year. Okay? I think it's 6%, right? But it's somewhere between 5 and 6%. But let's just dumb it down. 100% per year if you're doing 5% per month, right? Which is insane. People would laugh at you if you were a professional trader and you start looking for investors and you're like, yeah, I do 100% a year. And they're like, oh my God. So like if you're trying to do 5% a month, why do you need leverage? I mean, you can have leverage, but you don't need a lot of leverage. And most of the leverage you do have, like I think if you were trading 50 to 1, okay? I don't think you would use it all. Do you understand? I don't think you'd use the 50 to 1. If you're not in the United States and the broker just simply gives you 100 to 1, that's fine. But you'll never use it. Look at it as a line of credit that you would never intend on using. Alejandro says, so what do professionals use? Well, put it this way. If you go and study the returns of the top CTAs, okay, these are money managers managed by the National Futures Association, okay? Think of them as hedge fund managers, commodity trading advisors, okay? And if you look at the best of the best, the top, let's say 5 firms in the United States of America, okay? And they're managing 100 million or more, which is tiny money, but makes you a legitimate player. Okay? These guys return 2% a month. So if you're, right, so what leverage are they using? Okay? Now, again, I don't think leverage matters. No, I think they'll use it, rookie, because, and by the way, this is specifically for either macro traders, or there's another one. There isn't one that says directly currency. So there's global macro, and I forget what the other one was, but it's as close as I can get it. Okay, so for CTAs in the managed futures, right, all this kind of stuff. 2% a month. So the thing is, you could have 1,000 to 1 leverage, okay? What matters is the lot size relative to your account size. That's what really matters. You can have 1,000 to 1 leverage, okay? And you trade 1 mini on a $25,000 account, or with the 1,000 to 1 leverage. Are you over leveraged? You have 1,000 to 1 leverage. Are you over leveraged? No, because you're not using it. You have 1 mini lot on a 25,000 account. You could have 10,000 to 1 leverage. All that means is you could put 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Oh, but that's 1,000 already. Okay, so all that means is if you were leveraged 10,000 to 1, you could put a $25 billion trade on. $25 billion trade. Would that be over leveraged on a $25,000 account? Yeah. And in fact, it doesn't work out because you'd immediately, just on the spread, be knocked out and broke. Okay? Yeah, so that's the part I'm going for, guys. Like, the percentage of leverage is irrelevant. The lot size is what's relevant, and the leverage just allows you to take larger and larger lot sizes, but a $25,000 trader should not be trading $25 billion trades. So in that case, that would be over leveraged. 10,000 to 1 would be too much. So 1,000 to 1 would be too much, okay? 100 to 1, well, it'd be too much if you went all in and used all 100 to 1 leverage. That would be over. So it comes down to the size of the trades that you're making. The leverage should be irrelevant, okay? So what it can do is, allow you to see, here's another way of doing it. One reason I love Forex over everything else is your mark to market. Okay? So you make a trade and you're up profit, you can trade that money, which means, let's say I decide to make 100 trades. Okay? Okay, so I make 100 trades and they're all profitable. Great for me, right? How much available margin do I have left? Now, if you're trading stocks and you make 100 trades, so we'll say 100 trades FX, 100 trades stocks. What's the problem in the stock market? Eventually, you run out of money. You have 100 trades open in the stock market, but what happens as you keep adding positions? You can't take profit until you sell it out. So what happens is if you only have $10,000 and you buy some stock, and then you buy some stock, and then you buy some stock, and then you buy some stock, at some point you run out of cash, right? Like all your trades are profitable, but you've run out of cash. You've bought everything. You've spent your money. Now they're all profitable, but it doesn't matter. You can't take the profit until you sell your position. Okay? In Forex, I can have 100 trades open and I have 100% available margin. Where here I'll have 0%. I'll literally run out of money. Okay? In Forex, I'll never run out of money on profitable trades because I'm mark to market and I'm collecting my profit, not even daily, in real time. So why do you need lots of leverage if you have a bunch of trades open? You can put a bunch of more trades and a bunch of more, and it's not leverage. You're trading your profits. So why would you need 1,000 to 1 leverage? Why would you need 500? I don't understand. Like, if you're trading properly, you never need the more. You never need more. You never need more money. Right? You're like, I'd like to make another trade, but I don't have the money. Well, that's your problem. People want to make money fast, right? That's the dumbest thing ever. Okay? You got to make money fast? Go to college. First of all, you're not going to make money. Second of all, it's not fast. And third, probably a waste of money. College. Anyways, there is no such thing. I mean, really, you got to change your mind. Fast money. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. You want to grow your trading account? Get 100 profitable trades open. Okay? That's how you do it. Okay? All right. especially if you don't have a lot of time, guys. Like, think about it this way. Look at these moves here. Down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 down. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Is that plausible? Yeah, Greg is right, and that's where Greg gets to the heart of the matter. High leverage lets a person have more negative trades. That's why it makes no sense to me. So thank you, Greg. Greg nailed it. I mean, that should be a poster. Okay? Why would you want more negative trades, right, Greg? Like it's it's silly, isn't it? Right? Yeah, I got you, Gary. Anything for Gary. Yeah, Gary, I was thinking about we're going to host a conference in St. Lucia, and one of the guest speakers I'd like to attend is the St. Lucian military guys, special forces. I want these guys to come in and talk about discipline. I bet you those guys are crazy disciplined. I think that's what I'm thinking anyways. All right. So yeah, right, each candle is a week, guys. So now you're learning to be in a trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. 1, 2, 3 week correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3 week correction. 1, 2, 3. Right? Can you be in a trade for weeks? And conversely, can you wait 3 weeks to be in a trade for 9 weeks? Oh, get out of here, seriously. Gary's like, yeah, I went to this shooting club. That is so funny, huh? Straight out of off the charts. That's really cool. All right. I maintain the relationship. I hope you got, I don't know, a card or connected on Facebook or something. Keep with these guys, Gary. I'm telling you. We're going to hook up with the special branch for sure. Okay. All right, cool. So, all right, so yes. So I want you guys in the back of your mind, instead of worried about leverage, I'd like your lot size to be so small that you're willing to throw down a trade and stay with it for 2 or 3 months. Yeah, Jeff, but the swap is going to be like, four pennies a day. Okay. Okay. So I want your lot size to be so small that you can start getting in these trades and be with them. Okay? And that will have an impact on your life. Not per trade, but imagine now you have the skills that you are starting to think like, what are you going to do for the next 6 months kind of thing? Not 6 days or 6 hours or 60 minutes, but you're thinking like, what are you going to do 2021? What are you going to do longer periods of time? What is the economic outlook for 2021? Okay? And from that, you start doing some analysis and you start making opinions and you tiptoe into trades that you can be in for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And that's what's going to eventually lead to your successful career. Okay? Knowing where these candles fit in the big scheme of things, and you're actually sitting around looking for this. And you're like, aha. Uh-huh. Here's another interesting one. Uh-huh. Okay? Okay? You start looking for these things. Okay? And you're like, this is me. That's what I want to do. Okay? You're like, look at this. Oh my God. What? Okay? And so now you're eyeballing this. Notice what happened before those zones. 1, 2, 3 weeks set up and then down. 1, 2, 3 weeks set up and then down. 1, 2, 3 weeks set up. What's next? Okay. The 2 types of monetary policies. Sure, Aisha. Okay. By the way, so this could be you short. See how it's 2 months? 2 months. If you get this right, and you're right, if you're right and you get this right, you might be short USD CAD for 2 months. Okay? All right, 2 types of monetary policy. Blank. Okay? The quantity of money, I'll put price. The price of money, monetary, policy. All right. Okay? Demand. The demand for money. There is such a thing, and that has to do with the economy. Okay? Okay? When price is high, you don't need a lot of money. Okay? If $1 could buy you a car, you don't need a lot of dollars. If the price of money is low, for example, right? $1, $100 is required to buy a Coca-Cola, then you're going to need a lot of money. So when price is low, the demand is high. When price is high, the demand is low, or the quantity needed, okay? So here's quantity of money going this way. Quantity of money demanded, right? So you could do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for example, okay? And that could be trillions, whatever. It's just the quantity, right? We're just trying to put a unit of measurement on this. And of course, the value if you want, okay? So there's that. So there's demand. The less power or pricing or value of a dollar, the least amount, the more you're going to need, right? And if it's high powered, then you don't need money. So for example, just to make this clear, I don't know how much economics people have. So let's do it this way. So 1 unit you might, right? 1 unit buys a lot, so you don't need much. And then, right? So let's say its purchasing power on this is 10 versus 1, okay? So if you only have 1 purchasing power, then you need many. Okay? You see what I mean? So that's what that chart means. Okay, great. So low value, you need a lot. High value, you don't need as much. Okay. So the quantity now needs to be established. How much money is there in the economy? And that's an absolute number. Okay? There is this much money. Right? There's that much money. It's not sloping because there's a real number. If the number is 27,492,368,427,322.14, then that's the amount. Okay? So it's a vertical number, that's that. The value doesn't change how much there is, there's only that. Okay? All right. So the question is, what are the 2 types of monetary policies, expansionary and contractionary? Okay? So what happens is the expansionary policy increases the money supply. That's why it's expansionary. So you go from Q1 to Q2. If you added more, that's expansionary, right? And it's not necessarily the adding of money, but what they're trying to do is they add money to increase consumption inside of the economy. Okay? And consumption is part of, right? Consumption is part of GDP. So when they want GDP to increase, okay, what they do is they add money, which puts more money into the economy. More money in the economy means expansion. Also, it means a lower value of the dollar, which also increases exports and diminishes imports. Okay? This tends to be fixed, and this tends to be longer term. And the short-term variable is consumption. Okay? Now, if the Fed is trying to cool off the economy, maybe because there's inflation, for example, they'll do the opposite, and they'll lower the quantity of money. Okay, they'll lower the quantity of money. So we'll put this Q3 now. Okay, and you'll see what this does. Let me tell you what this does. Let me explain you what it does. Okay, you want to look at the value now. Nine. We'll say this is 5, and we'll say this is 2. Okay? You can see now higher purchasing power. This isn't price of the, this is the value, if you want to put it that way, if it makes more sense to use value. If you lower the number of dollars available, each dollar becomes more valuable, therefore you need less, which means prices fall, which means inflation goes down. Okay? So for example, at purchasing power 2, let's do a dramatic example. There's so much money in the economy that everybody's rich, everyone's buying stuff, consumption's through the roof, inflation kicks in, and now you need $100 to buy a can of Coke. and everyone's got $100. Even the kid down on this, even the kids, doing their chores are earning $100. They're earning $500 a week. I mean, $100 only buys you a Coke. That's very inflationary. Every value, right? Right? $1 buys you 1/100th of a can of Coke, for example. You're like, wow, each dollar is worthless, but there's so much of it out there. That's why it's worthless. In contrast, down here, there's not a lot of dollars, and let's say $1, buys you 10 cans of Coke. Okay? Then the value of the dollar is quite high. And therefore, prices are lower. Therefore, low prices mean low inflation. Okay? So I'm trying to make that connection. The Fed is doing expansionary or contractionary policies because they're either trying to stimulate the economy for whatever reason. It needs stimulating, for example, so they're trying to push up consumption, or they might be trying to cool off the economy to address things like high inflation. Now, they do this through open market operations. So if you want to learn more about this stuff, you need to go to fxbootcamp.com and sign up for the video training courses. We cover this in great detail, not just this, but how they do it. And then we have to go through like balance sheets and show you how that impacts the, the assets and the liabilities, that kind of stuff. And the reasoning behind why the Fed would want to do it and the actual reason they do it. And so the idea is if you understand why they do it and how they do it, you can predict that they're going to do it. Therefore, you can start putting strategies to take advantage of that because you're in the knowledge. Okay? So that should answer the question. Okay? Aisha? I hope that answers your question satisfactorily. Cool. Thank you, Sophie. Yeah. Why would we be doomed? I don't even understand that. Why there's a zombie apocalypse? Why would we be doomed? Thank you, Aisha. Why yeah, I don't understand that, On. Why are we doomed? I don't understand. By the way, it's warmed up. All that smoke rising over the lake, it's all gone now. Very cool. Well, yeah, Daniel says Bailey's thinking about negative rates. They're so screwed, the UK. Oh my God. They're struggling to put policy together. They're struggling to put a government together. They're struggling with Brexit. Like, what the hell happened, man? Holy smokes. So yeah, negative rates, I mean, I don't know, maybe they're going to need it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, Richard. Oh, like they say, the Fed printing money in the debt. Whatever. Here's how you handle all that, right, On. You know what they're doing. You know why they're doing it. You can see it before they even do it. Therefore, you front run the Fed and you get filthy, stinking rich while everyone else gets screwed on the Fed printing money and the debt levels are so high. Just so when the U.S. government goes bankrupt and the world collapses, you'll be rich. So who cares? You'll buy your own country. It just doesn't matter. Just make money. Right? The solution to the problem is increasing your net worth. Okay? And you have to understand, too, the interesting thing about all of that is the collapse of the economy is when people get rich. So, but we'll see. Yeah. So, yeah, great. So everyone else will sit there going, the Fed's printing money and it's going to be worthless. And the government's borrowing money and they're going to go bankrupt. And then the economy tanks and they lose their job and they're unemployed. Meanwhile, you're like, yeah, I know. The Fed is printing money and the government is broke. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, Mustafa says printing money is bad. It creates trouble and sadness. Yep. So make sure you own something of value and then leave that country if it hits that point. Okay? Okay? That's it. Leave the place you were born if necessary. Most people can't think that way, so. U.S. Treasury Mnuchin will be delivering a response to Speaker Pelosi this afternoon. We'll be coming back with something similar to Problem Solvers Caucus 1.5 trillion plan. Anyway, cool. All right. All right. So why such the sad face on New Zealand? Oh, Aisha says, okay. All right, so let's answer Aisha's question again. Why did Kiwi drop so hard in the last 2 weeks? In their meeting minutes, okay, I don't think it's in an official policy statement, but it's in the meeting minutes for the Reserve Bank of New Zealand. The secret is in there. And in the meeting minutes released, I think 3 weeks ago, they said they are thinking of going negative rates. New Zealand is thinking about negative rates. Down. Aussie, and I don't think the Reserve Bank of Australia, I don't think they've said it in official policy either. So if you read their meeting minutes, you see the trend here. I have knowledge, other people don't. Why? Because they don't do the work. Okay? If you read the RBA meeting minutes, they are thinking of cutting from 0.25, which is an all-time low, to plus 0.1. Okay? Isn't that nice to just know that? It's nice to have the know. So there it is. So you're on the right track, Aisha. So you're reading their statements, but read what they're discussing, because what we're trying to do is not figure out what they have said or what they're going to do at the next meeting. You always want to be 2 meetings ahead. Okay? Okay? That's your goal. So the statement is a fact of what they've done. In the meeting minutes, you're uncovering what they're discussing they want to do or would consider doing. Okay? So there you are. You're welcome. May I be so bold, everyone, to ask for a thumbs up? Would you please give me a thumbs up? Please give me a thumbs up, please. I need it. I need it so bad. Just one thumb, please. Yeah. What is your analysis on Biden and Trump? Well, Trump bullied him for sure. And Biden wasn't able to say anything. Therefore, I don't think any opinion has changed. Okay? So if you can't say anything, then you're not going to change anyone's mind, right? And you're like, really? Trump bullied him? I didn't expect that. Really? I just think Biden's not that good. That's the problem. Like even the last couple of elections, Hillary was the first lady for 8 years. Okay, so she was in the White House. Great. And then somehow she went from Arkansas to having an apartment in New York and 2 weeks later becoming senator. You're like, wow, really? You're senator of New York? That easy? So how'd that happen? So obviously she's got a lot of good friends. Great. So was she a good senator of New York? I don't know anything about that. And then she becomes Secretary of State. You're like, this is quite a journey. And she wasn't a good Secretary of State. But anyway, so then she runs for President of the United States. Okay, all right. And yeah, I would have thought she had it. I think, but she lost. Right? And I think I'm getting things out of order here, but whatever. She wasn't a very good Secretary of State. So once she had another shot at president, I don't know. I think she listens to too many people, but she blew it. But maybe because she wasn't that great to begin with. I know a lot of people are going to get mad, but I don't know. But maybe that's why she lost. In the end, she wasn't quite good enough. But the party had bet on her so much that you couldn't walk away. They would rather give it to her than maybe someone else. I don't know if anyone else was better. But that's the leadership vacuum is, I think, the problem in both parties. Right? So anyways, the party is so invested in Biden, but at the end of the day, he really wasn't that good. Like, he didn't overcome Trump's bullying. But when he did speak, he didn't speak coherently. And I try to look at this as impartial as I possibly can. We're all biased, but like so when he did get the 2 minutes, when Trump finally was silenced, he didn't speak coherently. Like he would veer around and sometimes use the wrong words, and then Trump would get him again, agitated, right? So, gee whiz, I just think he's not that good. But so the problem, I think, in both of these parties is a leadership gap where Trump's not that good either, but but he easily won his election. And what he does do well. Now, you might hate him, and you might hate the fact that he bullied the hell out of Biden and didn't let him speak, but that is a strategy. I hope you understand that. It is a strategy. Like, if he had allowed Biden to say, well, let me tell you my 3-point plan. First of all, I would do this. Second of all, I would do that. And third, I would do that. There might be a chance that he says something that is coherent and would be able to be attractive to an audience. So a strategy is to not let him do that, to get him agitated so that you never get the 3-point plan. But then there are little things, though. There are little things that I actually thought Trump did well and that he could have done more of. For example, Biden's like, oh, man, well, you didn't pay your taxes, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that. And he looked over at him and said, Joe, you've been in the government for 47 years, and you haven't done anything about all these things. I paid taxes according to the law which you wrote. And you managed it for 47 years, and now you're saying, well, like he should say more stuff like that. That's what Trump should say. I did my taxes based on the rules you created and managed for almost 5 decades. As long as I've been a businessman, you've been in the government. You've never had a real job, Joe, but you did create the laws, and I followed the laws, and this is what I paid based on your rules, Joe. Like, that's what I would say. Okay. Now he kind of gets in there, but then he does it from a bullying point of view. Now I think if they connect a little more on these points, I think it would be more coherent. But it's being described as a schoolyard fight. So I don't think Trump looked good, but Biden didn't gain anything either. Right? So that might be a win for Trump, only because I don't think it would have disenfranchised any Republicans. Now, he got a couple of things, though, where he didn't shut down white supremacists and stuff. Like, I said, oh, my wife's like, what? I'm like, he didn't say he was against it. And she's like, so we were talking about it. I'm like, look, nobody, like, I don't know, like, he could have said, I don't support skinheads or something, right? Whatever. But he couldn't, he didn't. And whoa. So I think Joe got him on that one. And there was another moment, that Trump was put into a corner. But other than that, I don't know. Joe didn't get the upper hand, right? You see what I mean? So we have to look at that. Right? We have to look at that. So because it's hard to beat a sitting president. Because if people just don't do anything, Trump wins, right? So how do you get Joe to attract more people to vote, in particular, maybe to get some Republicans to cross over? Because I know many people that left the Democratic Party and became Republican over the last 8 to 10 years after Hillary and all that kind of stuff. So is there anything to get, is Joe going to win those back and all that kind of stuff? I just... Even if you want it to happen, right? Even if you want it to happen, I don't know if Joe's the guy. And he wasn't able to pull out a victory. He wasn't able to stump Trump, right? So it's like one of these things in the market, not down, right? Not down can be the up. Okay? Right? And so for Trump, not losing is a win. And by the way, there's no doubt his family is taking Russian money, that his drug addict son does collect millions of dollars. But I know the Republicans do. I'm sure Trump is doing it. I know Giuliani's doing it. I know a lot, like both parties have this money flowing in from the Russians. And that's why they don't like to talk about it too much. And that's why there's never any follow-up. If you remember the Russian probe, it was a big deal against Trump when he first became president, right? Russian probe. And then they uncovered that Biden's family is also connected with the Russians. You notice how that all went away? Like just overnight, it all went away. So they're both taking Russian money. But like literally, it was the biggest thing. They're going to impeach and all that kind of stuff. And then it all went away. No one wants to talk about it anymore. And it was right around when they realized the Bidens are also in on it. But both parties are in it big time. So, yeah. Oh, Putin, man. Oh, yeah. Putin's no joke. All right. So let's move on. Let's do some gold. Biden is winner, macking Trump a liar and clown, which it is. Okay. Okay. WTI. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. Look at all this, huh? Just waiting. Right on the line, though. Ingrid said Obama a better match. Well, Obama was definitely a good speaker. And he would say something not just coherently, but eloquently. And so we don't have that now. Yeah, well, Mahir, that's a strategy, right? So you see, we're just sitting and sitting and sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So I'll update this and you'll see the slope is changing. So we'll keep an eye on that. There are 2 more rounds. Yeah, well, Joe's got to figure it out what to do with the bullying. And saying things like you're a clown to a sitting president is not sort of the diplomatic way. Like it wasn't good. Because now if he's frustrated during diplomatic negotiations, what is he going to tell Xi? Hey, Xi, you're a clown. So that wasn't good. It wasn't presidential looking. So he needs to handle it in a better way. And typically, like, if someone really unloads on me in sort of an unprofessional way, I look at them. First of all, I let them speak. And then I'll say, wow, that was incredibly hurtful and, quite unprofessional. Right? And you take the higher ground, I guess is what I'm saying. You're like, wow, you're really upset about this. And I hear that. I hear it. But, oh my God, you just unleashed on me in a vicious way. And when you say that to someone, especially not overly emotional, they realize the magnitude of their speak to you and your response. And you have this contained, controlled response, and they just unleashed on you in a vicious way. All of a sudden, it changes the tone dramatically, right? So, right? Well, Jean-Guy, maybe it's just me though, Jean-Guy, but when people say like, I hated this, not just when they say Trump and they mean President Trump. I used to listen to Bloomberg and they would say things like Obama said this yesterday and Obama said that when he was president. I'm like, you don't say that. You say President Obama or the president, but you don't say, oh, Obama did this and Obama did that. Trump said this and Trump said that. No. The president of the United States. Right? You give up, right? You give up your personal persona. You're always president now until you die. So you don't say Trump or Obama because they gave that identity up forever. Right? They will always be the president. So you should say the president or Mr. President or President Trump or President Obama, President Bush, not Bush. Right? So anyway, that wasn't a good, yeah. So even, yeah. So and especially Biden, a former vice president, I mean, come on. Right? But and even the idea of he, and they were talking to, that way. But yeah, the clown. So that wasn't a good moment. So anyways, what I was saying is Biden needs to have a better strategy to deal with that and stay calm. And like the way I just described it is a good strategy. I'm surprised. I'm surprised a little bit that he did say that, but then I can see Democrats all in a room talking like this. Oh, Trump's a clown. Trump's an idiot. Trump's a loser. Trump's a liar. And they're all sitting around talking this way for weeks and for years, right? For years they're talking this way. And it's slipped out naturally because he's so used to saying things like, oh, he's a clown. And that shows, though, a weakness, that he wasn't in control. He was responding like he was in a group of friends, and yet he was in front of, a billion people, many who did not agree with him or, not as much. And that, if that's out of confidence, then that's the kind of confidence that Hillary had. Everyone around her told her she was right. Everyone told her that she was going to win. Everyone told her this was a done deal. And then she started picking like sides and stuff and whatever, and got listened to too many people and was never connected with reality, unfortunately, right? For her, right? So anyways, that's my thought. Biden needs to, that wasn't a win for Biden. It wasn't a win for Trump, but Trump doesn't have to win. Biden has to overcome a sitting president. And if he gets bullied all the way through the next two, it's not going to help him. Okay? Haiti? What does Haiti have to do with Hillary? Interesting. So I tried to stay impartial. I'm Canadian, by the way, if you don't know that. So I don't even get the vote. So I hope I speak impartially. Anyways. Elderly abuse. You go on. But, yeah, it's difficult to beat a sitting president because the candidates always say, I would do this and I would do that. And the president says, I have done this, I have done that. I've talked to this person's been to the office. I've done this deal. I've been to this place. I've talked to this leader. It's hard to beat that. And so Joe's always going to be vulnerable to that move of like, Joe, you've been doing politics for 47 years and you're criticizing me for following your rules. And the other thing is, you could always say, Joe, you've never had a real job. Your real job is sticking into politics. And then, by the way, if that's true, if Joe's been doing it for 47 years, is he independently wealthy? Like, where do you make your money if you're a politician and your son makes millions of dollars a year? Like, where does that kick in? Like, how does that pull together? I think that makes you vulnerable to have never had a real job, kind of thing. Like, well, right? Politics is that good for you? Right? Giving to the people, is that good financially? Is it? Like, wow, is it really? Because, what does a senator make? What does a vice president make? I think the vice president makes, what, $300,000 a year? So let's say a senator makes a couple $100,000 a year, right? You can't live in Washington, D.C. on a couple $100,000. You'd be poor. Your spouse would work. Your spouse would work, so there'd be two people in the household working, and it would be difficult. You'd be driving a used car. You'd live in a small house. You'd probably have to commute. Like, I don't think senators do all this, right? So typically you show up and you're already multimillionaire. Because Washington, D.C. is, I think, the second or third, maybe the most expensive let's say is in the top 3 places in America, most expensive places to live in America, you just can't live on $200,000 a year. So typically you've already made your money. But if Joe spent 50 years in the government, where does he make his money? But anyways, Biden's worth 18 million. Yeah, where did that money come from? Just rich family, I suppose, right? Well, not everyone writes a book, though, Master Trader. But anyways, let's just move on. Okay, so XRP is something that you guys asked me to do last week. So I have it set up this way. I'm still looking at this as a potential role reversal if you're a bull. I'm still unconvinced if this is down 99%. Right? If it was 320 and now it's 0.23, I don't understand the argument that there's an inherent value here. And you might say to me, well, it's because of this and because of that, and these people are behind it. That's irrelevant. That's like saying, well, Bernie Madoff is a worthy investment because he was, chairman of the NASDAQ, and look at all his friends and look at all the people who hang out with him. Okay, great. Still a fraud. So I'm not saying XRP is a fraud. I don't see it quite yet. But if you want to be a bull on it, that's a role reversal. Okay, gold. You can see the price action. We already had this set up. So we did this a week ago on support. And so remember, I said you're a buyer here or you're a buyer here. You guys remember that? Like, it's been a week, but the logic is still the same. So you're buying it at 1870 and you're getting it back to 2K, or you're going to buy it at 1770 and get it back to 2K. Okay? That's that. So I don't know if you're threading those pearls yet. The threat to bulls, of course, are at 1900 and 1950. So all this is sort of a foregone conclusion. This was plan A, which is right, and then plan B. And you can see all of these I've already done all of this for you a week ago. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just still thinking about Biden, how he could take advantage of Trump bullying him when all he needs to do is turn to him and say, this is why you've lost our allies in Germany and France and the UK and, in Vietnam and Japan, and just list out all these, because you bully and thresh and push around and disrespect, right? And so on and so forth. Like, you could use it against them. I'm surprised that they can't figure that out. All right. But I suppose when Joe gets the opportunity to say something, it should be coherent. All right. Yeah, well, AMR, then you got to vote, right? Rod. Okay. All right. Peso. Peso! You guys going to go peso? Okay. So you got to be looking to buy. And here's how you do it. Looking to sell. So what you do is this. Ready? What do you think? $22.33 is the number, and the number is $22.33. Okay. So you could start by tippy toes, tippy toes, tippy toes. Okay. And there you go. Yeah. How will I be able to comment on video times? How about in the comment section under the recordings? Ken Noki, Mexican peso, are they all the same? No. No. This trade here is actually a flow trade. It's not a fundamental trade. This says I'm not looking at this because of the value of oil or the expected value of oil or import-export data between the United States and Mexico. This is actually a remittance flow trade. And I think we're at, what, 3.2 billion or something that's about to move from the United States into Mexico. So this would be totally different from the Canadian dollar and from the Norwegian krone. Okay. Okay. And Mahir says also it could be a carry. Yes. That's not how you, that's not. So for example, we can go back a bit, and I said a couple of weeks ago, I think we were in here, and I said I would like to sell the USD Mexican peso, but not for a week or so. I said it's way too early. And so I wasn't even looking to sell during this period. Well, how the heck do I know that? Okay. And so now we're in this period here, and I am interested now. And not technically, I can see it technically, but it's not like, it's not the pivots I see. It's not the standard deviation I see. It's not the slope I see. There's nothing on this chart. There's nothing on this chart. But I'm hot to go, HOTTOGO. Okay, I'm thinking down, 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 and there's nothing on this chart that explains it. Okay? So therefore, is this the same as CAD or other currency? No, no, this is very specifically USD Mexican peso. What is remittance? You can Google it. You could do things like youtube.com. Okay, I'm not even logged in. Okay, I'm not even logged in. Let's see how this is. how to trade MXN and why it works. Rob's on it. How about this? 12-minute Forex trading strategy. How to scalp the Mexican peso and why it works.
There's this little space online, this little pocket.
Okay. Check it out. Mine's 4 years ago. Rob's is 3 years ago. What? Mine's a year earlier. What? Come on, Robbie.
Building your business online takes effort, and when it's ready for the world to see, that's where Google Ads help.
And then it would do whatever it was going to do anyways. So I wondered and I wondered and I pondered. And then it came right? So this, again, this is Mexico, money going to Mexico from foreign countries from Mexico. Okay? Whoa, you have to Google it. What? FICO says there is price action. No, but before the price action. So back here, I told you, so this is time down here. I said around this time, okay, I want to sell. Okay, that's what I said here. Not sell. Okay, I didn't say up. I didn't say down. I said I'm not ready to sell. But in here, I am ready to sell. So it's not the price action. It's all before the price action. Now you might say, well, we had a high and then a lower high, and now we're attacking a low. So it could be, yeah. But I'm saying before that, you should already be planning this out. Okay? You should already have this put together. Dragomir. I think I already did that, Drago. Pretty sure that's where we started. Say something, I'm giving up on you. So what would you do now if you wanted to sell this? Oh, just drop into a smaller time frame, put together some trade plans. Okay. For example, if you're correct, what's the likelihood it'll make a higher high, higher than this zone here? What's the likelihood? What's the likelihood? And then the next thing is, what happens if price goes higher than this? Forget it. You see? Okay, look at how many shots you had just today. Okay, look at the beautiful roll reversal. Wonderful. Roll reversal. Wonderful, see? Lovely tuliumum. So you just do your job now. Not too hard. Not too difficult. Okay. I swallowed my pride. All right. Does anyone believe this has to do with the psychological level of 20? Okay. So you say things like, if 20 holds, in particular because it's coming up to the psych level, then, see the if then sell rallies. So there you go. Down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up. Okay. By the way, your stop is way above here, so you survived in the consolidation. Down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, up, and we're just in this process now. The plan is now through Asia for it to rise up to about 1980 to start anew. South Africans love Trump because of that debate. Why was that? Well, XX has been in the peso since last week. Very cool. What would... He's the smartest clown in town. All right. We can look at this one. Okay, top, 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 lower low. Dude, this is free. Look at that. Just so ridiculously straightforward. Lower low, lower high, kick it off the central, drop it like it's hot. Great. What's the next one? Cool. There you go. That's how you trade. Hi. See? The roll reversal. So what's going to happen today? Roll reversal. Yeah, Maida. I'm not a part of any American political party, so I'm not sure how it works. But the way it seems to me is that that Hillary was pre-chosen. I think she was picked to be New York senator, and then they're like, oh, schnicker-schnacker, you have to actually live in the state. All right, well, just, I don't know, buy an apartment in Manhattan, and then we'll make you senator. Oh, okay. You know, that kind of thing. Oh, well, you're going to be president of the United States. Everyone will love you. And we're ready for a woman. And, you know, you're Clinton and, all this kind of stuff. It seems like it's all thrown together. And it makes sense, actually. But I think it backfired. And same thing, like, really, Biden was the best out of them all? Really? Or was he sort of pre-picked? So I don't know. It seemed like he was pre-picked, but anyways. Crooked dealer. I'm not saying stuff like that. I don't say stuff like that. But anyways, but I think the political process is not necessarily democratic. You know, and that what really changed it for me was like Bush Jr. Okay, an oil man gets together with the CEO of Halliburton, right? And then we have a war in an oil country. You're like, that's interesting. And what did Condoleezza Rice do before she was Secretary of State? She was the person working for an oil company. I forget which one, Exxon or something. And she was negotiating with the Taliban to build a pipeline through Afghanistan, through Pakistan, and into the port. And then she became Secretary of State. You're like, wow, what? So, yeah, just you're like, wow. So that was an amazing coincidence that all happened. So you're like, was it predestined? You know, was it all part of a machine? But anyways. All right. So there's that. What can you tell? What do I know about the Sri Lankan stock market? Nothing. No worse for this. Yeah, well, so there's the difference between Obama and Trump. Let's say, for example, you know, Obama was a great orator, but he spoke very clearly to the Russians and the Syrians. Like this had to do with when they found chemical weapons, and he's like, "Here's the line in the sand. Don't cross it." And they crossed it, and he didn't do anything. And you're like, "Oh." In contrast, people are afraid of Trump. They think he's nuts. And they don't know what his response will be, so they don't want to find out. And, you know, so you walk quietly, but you carry a big stick, right? So, yeah, that scares people. Yeah, I have a jet. He has the best jet ever, though, actually. Although, have you guys seen the new A320, whatever, the new private one? Oh, my God. Much nicer than the Air Force One. Wow. That's nice. Cool. So any last questions? I'm tired already. I just haven't been getting enough sleep lately. I'm going to bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 6. Sometimes I feel like a mom, right? I feel like a mom where I'm like, please, I just need 6 hours of sleep. Please, just let me go to sleep. It'll just be a quick nap. It'll just be quick. Right? Moms know that feeling. All right. So Bitcoin. Okay, I'll go back to Bitcoin. XRP and Bitcoin. Oh, yeah. Well, it's already pre-done. So we already did this so many times. It's actually silly. So here's the support zone. It may not be giving you the price action, but it's a complicated week. The debates today complicate things, and then NFP at the end of the week complicates things. but everything established is still there, right? So right now you're probably playing a double bottom, higher high, and this is the buy zone. Okay? The thing is that you haven't done anything since Sunday. And you might feel, or Friday, like the Friday front run was pretty obvious too. So you might feel upset because you haven't done anything for days, but that's okay. Hey, see the cool one? I'm black, and I'm voting for Trump on my B-Day. Okay. Well, I'm white, and I'm not voting for Trump or Biden. And it's not going to be my birthday either. So. Glad you're voting, though, huh? So it's funny, like the race thing. So are you, AC, are you also saying that black people generally won't vote for Trump, but instead will vote for Biden? No. You might say, well, what the hell? Of course everybody knows that. I don't know this. I don't follow politics or so. I just know economics. But Biden's funny because he's like the whitest guy I've ever seen. So you're not really voting for Biden, you're voting for the political party he represents, which is fine by me. Yeah, Master Trader, correct. Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Yeah, Obama, he must have been very frustrated with the whole thing. He didn't have a team to get it done. All right. Looks like it's heading to the moon. It's just like you have to take it one plan at a time. So we know this is a flip zone, and this is the setup, and then that's it. You haven't been able to do anything for a couple of days on this trade. It's Tuesday, and you probably bought it on Friday, so now you're just waiting, and it doesn't feel good because it's not going up, but it's not going down either. So the trade is valid, right? The double bottom of a double bottom, and most likely it'll be like this. But it takes time, and as I was showing you, sometimes these trends last for months, and you have to wait weeks to get into a trade. But why is that so discerning? Right? That's why we use technical analysis. So you have your up, and then you connect the wicks, right? You have this down, you connect the wicks, right? And then you connect this. Okay? And if you're doing technical analysis because you believe fundamentally Bitcoin will go up, not just this today, but in 2021. Think about it 18 months in advance. What's your general belief? Will Bitcoin be worth more than 10,000? If so, the technical analysis is incredibly straightforward. If you're a bull, okay, this is ridiculously straightforward. It doesn't mean we know it's going to go up. You've already made that determination. So all this tells us is a good price. Remember, it's not saying it will go up. It's just saying that's a good price to buy. So since it's been at 10,000, there hasn't been anything for you to do. Now, there's secondary trades to be followed up, but if you don't believe this part, there is no more up. If you have to have a basis for everything. And this would be the technical basis for your trade. Now, fundamentally, you already believe up. But if you believe up and you're not, and you didn't here, and you're not following it up either, then you're an observer. You're not a trader. You're not an investor. You just like talking about Bitcoin. Okay, you're not following through with anything. Okay, so that we had this outlined way in advance. Okay, and I was very clear. You either think this is going back up to 20,000 or, right, but whatever. Like, so now you got your double bottom and a double bottom of a double bottom. And so now you think it's going to be up here or you don't. And if you think it's up here, then you can set this up on much smaller time frames if you prefer doing day trading. I mean, you could totally day trade this, right? Oh my God. There's your Friday. There's a Tuesday. Wait, today's Tuesday. So I guess we can add to this. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Indicator, custom. I'm going to throw down a Wyatt. Where's my Wyatt? Wyatt daily. Okay. So these green zones are buy zones. So this was an obvious, okay, Friday front run. And this morning, or wait, yesterday? Are these overlapping properly? Let me double check this. What time frame am I at? Let's make sure that's drawing properly. Today's Wednesday, sorry. I'm thinking it's Tuesday, for example. Okay, yeah, there's your Friday front run. There's your Tuesday, and there's nothing to do. That's what I'm saying. Like today, you're frustrated because there's nothing to do. I know, right? It gets frustrating when you lack planning, and I want you to understand and maybe just realize your frustration comes from the lack of planning. Okay? Hey, Mustafa. Yeah, Iran is a place I'd love to visit, but not soon. But what a beautiful country, huh? So your frustration is from the lack of planning. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know where it's going to go, and that's the frustration. Okay, so if you mark some of these things, like this is where bears sell, by the way, and this is where bears exit. Okay, so you're trying to thread all this together into a coherent strategy. But if you don't have a general strategy, you're not going to be able to create a short-term strategy. You won't know if you should be selling high or buying low. And maybe your MACD will help you. Maybe your stochastics will help you. And if that doesn't work, maybe your RSI or your CCI, and you start looking for things to tell you what to do. And your frustration is that none of those things tell you that. Okay. But if all you knew was that you wanted to buy, then you could do this. Okay. You could do that. And your frustrations won't be the same frustrations. It won't be like, your frustration will be that you're waiting, right? And my assumption right now is you did buy here, and your frustration is you want it to be higher. Well, this was a complicated week, so maybe by next week. Okay? Okay? Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't know, Ryan is part of our, we call it the live trading group. but it's so much more. It's a group of people learning how to be professional money managers, which is more than just a live trading group. But so the process, the way it works is you join fxbootcamp.com. You watch 30 or 40, 50 hours worth of videos, and you probably want to do it 2 or 3 times. So you're going to watch, let's say, a minimum 100 hours of videos learning how to trade properly, technically and fundamentally, and psychologically, all that kind of stuff. Then you join my group on Thursday, so I can help you through the videos and start putting the things together. How, you might have learned about moving averages and oscillators. You might have learned about pivot points and price action, and you've learned about fundamentals, but how do they all go together in coherent ways? Well, that's why I do a live group. And it's both people, by the way, people that are learning how to be professional money managers, and they're doing way advanced stuff, but they also meet with us on my Thursday group. And so you might be watching videos on moving averages, and someone else is, in stage 2 or 3 of their money manager development. But we all meet on Thursdays, and we talk psychology, we talk fundamentals, we talk technicals, we do group work, all that kind of happens. And for those that have gone through the videos and the live, and they're ready to go, and they believe they're ready to go into the professional group, and then there's an exam for that. A trading exam. So you actually have to trade, and we track it through MetaTrader. Wow. So you're like, so we'll tell you things like, part of the test is like, make 1,000 pips without losing money. And you're only allowed to risk this, and your stop's only going to be there, but it's going to take you at least 8 trades on this chart, and the minimum acceptable performance is 1,000 pips. Most people are like, 1,000 pips, you can't make 1,000 pips. Well, just to get through the first part of the exam, you actually have to place trades and make 1,000 pips on that while we track it. And if you can't do it, you're not qualified. You can't even get into the group. Amazing, right? So that's why. So if you're wondering who Ryan is, Ryan handles that group. And like I said, only one of the tests. It's a challenge. We literally give you a challenge. One of the tests is 1,000 pips without losing money. Not even one loser. And we give you a timeline like, you made 1,000 pips, but it took you too long. Forget it. You have to do it again. So amazing stuff, right? So if that's what you like, you need to start with fxbootcamp.com. How many people are in that group? How many people here are in work with Ryan every day? Anybody here working with Ryan? Berlevin's like, I think it was 10,000 pips. Well, if I said that, no one would believe it, right? That you would be able to make that many pips. No one would believe it. Yeah. So anyways. Yeah, a few people. You want to email me? Wayne@fxbootcamp.com. Wayne@fxbootcamp.com if you're trying to get a hold of me. If you want to talk to me, brew, sure. Yeah, that's all right, Gary. I mean, there's no rush, right? This is a big, long journey. All right. So anyways, you can see there are lots of people in the group. Oh yeah, I'm here for sure. For sure. So anyways, if you can't even imagine 1,000 pips yet, 10,000 pips, then you're not ready. You're not ready. But there are people within this group right here, right now, that have done it and are doing it right now. So if you're sitting around like, 300 pips is a good month for you? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. There's such a bigger, better world out there, and you don't even know it. Isn't that amazing? Another universe, right? A mental universe. What happened? Please sign into. I just got signed out? What? I don't know if you guys can hear me. No, it's not easy, of course. The stream current is lower than right. Open widget. Stream status, good connection, good. But now it says, please sign in to view this video. Yeah, really? Weird. YouTube is acting like I signed out. But it's weird. Yeah, it's weird. So I can't see the stream anymore. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're still with me. It hung because it logged me out, I think. It's really, some things are telling me I'm logged out, some things are telling me I'm logged in. So anyways, it was weird. Screen is blurry now. Yeah, but it's not me. But I've been going for over almost 2.5 hours, so I guess I'll just pull the plug. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my team. Thank you for the seriousness that you put into this every single day. Yeah, so since we were just talking about the group, why don't you start your journey, fxbootcamp.com. It's almost 80% off right now. I'm going to raise the price, I think. I know I've been saying it. I think I'm just going to put a timer on it and say by January 1st, prices are going to change. So hurry up. I know that's a long ways. It's just, I'm busy, man. I'm busy. I'm not even getting enough sleep. So anyway, so sign up, change your life now or don't, whatever. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Traders Way, thank you very much. If you need a broker, tradersway.com. They care about you, so I hope you care about them. Cheers.